for mayor gets tighter. This last week is crucial, and these 5 men must be feeling the heat. Good evening from CBS Television City in LA's Fairfax District. I'm Laura Diaz.
And I'm Paul Majors. Laura and I are here to keep things moving along this evening, but most of the questions tonight will come from your neighbors. More than 100 members of LA's certified neighborhood councils are with us tonight. From neighborhoods all across Los Angeles, they're here to question and challenge the men who would be mayor.
CBS 2 News is producing this debate with the LA Citywide Alliance of Neighborhood Councils and City Watch. We'll meet the candidates formally in a moment, and we'll run down the rules for you too, but let's get right down to business. And our first question comes from the North Valley. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. My name is Louis Perry, and I'm the neighborhood councilman for the city of Sylmar. So I apologize, there's a little error in that. First of all, thank you for your service to all of you, and I wish you all the best of luck. Studies have showed that within the next 8 years, there's a big problem coming to Los Angeles with trash. Should you get elected, what would you do to correct the problem?
Well, you know, I think that the clear message is that we can't keep doing what we've been doing, and that's just burying it in our backyards. And that's why I'm committed to dealing with the trash problem in 3 different ways. That we commit to ending landfills in the city of Los Angeles, both at Sunshine and at Bradley landfill, to stop sending city trash there, to push more recycling by having more of our multifamily housing units and businesses do recycling just like our single-family residences do. Work for more source reduction so that the packaging and other things that things come in doesn't have to be as big and as bulky and as unrecyclable as it is now. Finally, look for ways to send that trash outside of the city of Los Angeles to places we're willing to take that trash. We have to have a comprehensive approach. It's about more recycling. We're proud that we've diverted more than 60% of our trash away from landfills, but I think we can do 70% and even better. But we also have to recognize it's not fair to the people who live in the San Fernando Valley to have the trash just in their backyard.
Mayor, your time's up. Senator Alarcon.
I agree. I live in a community that has a history of 35 landfills. I know about landfills. My family worked in the landfills. They created the holes that build this city with the aggregate that came from those landfills. But the fact of the matter is that no matter what we do with our waste, the question is, do you trust that the city is going to negotiate in good faith with these multinational corporations who are trying to steal your dollars as they manage your waste? That's the problem. I'm the only candidate for mayor who actually closed a landfill, Lopez Canyon landfill. And all the stories about the cost, all the stories about the difficulty of moving trash, all the stories that Los Angeles would not step to the plate and reduce their use of trash were untrue. We have to take control of City Hall from these huge corporations that are making the decisions for you.
Your time is
We
up.
can close the
Thank you.
landfill, but not if we allow these major corporations
Mr.
to
Parks,
take
go
control
ahead.
of these decisions.
I think that there's several things that we should be thinking about. Certainly recycling is one. But we still, after recycling, have 4,000 tons per day going into the Sunshine Canyon. I don't think our goal should be to eliminate landfills just in the city of LA and then create one in another city, another county, or another state. I think technology has to be brought in. We need to continue, or at least start, our recycling program of multifamily units. But I think we have to have a plan. We have a landfill task force that was implemented, and none of those recommendations have been implemented in an effort to move the trash and to lower the volume. We have to also realize that we're subsidizing single-family residences by $200 million per year. Now, if we're going to then begin to move trash out of the city of LA, are we willing to accept the $80 to $100 million in increased costs? And are we willing to accept the $200 million that is dealing with the current subsidy? Those are the major issues
Councilman
about
Parks.
the landfill.
Excuse me, sir, your time is up. Mr. Hertzberg, you're up next. I want to point out, though, that the candidates drew lots a few minutes ago to determine the order in which the questions are answered tonight. You're up, Mr. Hertzberg.
Thank you, Louis, and thanks for participating in the community. It's very important, and for being here tonight. Look, this is a great city. This is Los Angeles. What we do is on the cutting edge. There's no reason why we should have landfills, urban landfills. We should do what everybody else should be coming here on tours to see what we're doing instead of us going overseas to Europe to see what they're doing. We know we can recycle 90% of the trash with today's new technology. So the way you do this, I mean, we've been studying this for a long time. Councilman Parks just talked about it. Focused, timeline, milestones, intelligent planning, with accountability to make sure that we move away, and 90% of the trash can be recycled. Apartments can recycle. We can incentivize businesses to recycle. There's no reason why we should be stuck in the mud. This was a discussion 4 years ago in the debate, and it shouldn't have been a discussion in this debate.
Mr. Villaraigosa.
The question is, what have we done in the last 4 years? That's why we're here today. We're here because we've done very little in the last 4 years to address the problems of trash in the city of Los Angeles. I'm committed to working to not put city trash at Sunshine Canyon, to stop and close down Bradley, to do everything possible to expand recycling from commercial, but also multifamily dwellings and places like the school district that aren't fully recycling currently. We need to, in addition to doing that, we also need to focus our efforts on waste-to-energy programs, biomass, use a problem and turn it into an opportunity. As mayor of the city of Los Angeles, I'll provide the kind of leadership that we need to do that.
Mr. Hahn, let me get back to you. What have you done in the last 4 years?
What we have done is actually implemented some of the ideas that we've been talking about here, is to start our multifamily recycling program. It should have been done before I was mayor, but I've begun that process now and encouraging businesses to do that as well. And we've actually committed to getting out of Sunshine Canyon in 2006 when the city contract ends up. We've just recently purchased a big transfer station downtown Los Angeles so we can start bringing our trash to a central location and moving it away from landfills and out of our city. We've also moved to make sure that the city's recycling program continues to improve each year, and that's why we have diverted over 60% of our trash from landfills. So we've made a lot of successes, but we've still got a long way to go. But I think we've done the things that have put us in a position to actually get out of these landfills.
Mr. Alarcona, if you don't put it in the valley, where do you put it?
Well, there was a recent proposal by a bid submitted by Waste Management that they're saying that to haul it outside of Los Angeles would cost approximately $50 million. I don't think it needs to cost that much, but the point is that we are only $50 million away from being able to manage the trash without putting it in landfills. So we can close Sunshine Canyon, we can close Bradley, and we can increase our reduction of trash, we can increase our reuse of materials, and we can teach people to recycle more and more and more. One place we can start is by stopping the ridiculous packaging. When you go into Costco, you buy a pair of glasses, and the package is about this big. That is not how we should manage. So we need to work cooperatively with the stores, the retailers that have these huge packages to reduce our waste stream. And we can reduce it and reduce the cost as well.
Mr. Park, why not close Sunshine Canyon?
First of all, we don't have the authority. That's one of the big lies of the campaign. You can't close it. It's under county certificate. If we stop using it, it doesn't mean it closes. The county has no intention of closing their portion of it. The other side of it is if we move out, other people will bring their trash into the city of LA. So we need to realize that we can't close it. We can move it. But if our goal is to stop the issue of burying trash, do we really get to our goal by burying it in another city or another state? The issue is how do we stop the progress of growing trash, the 4,000 tons per day, and then what we need is a 5 to 10 year plan to move forward in making that a reality, but not use it.
Councilman Parks, I must interject at this point.
Okay.
We're out of time. We'd love to let you talk all night, but we can't.
Does this work right here?
It doesn't seem to work right.
Okay, because we're following that.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
We'll get a man on that. It's obviously not a
We'll be your
Timex.
clocks.
Okay, all right, okay, all right.
The clock
Call
only works for
especially.
your 1 minute response. In this free form
Oh,
part,
okay.
we have about
We're with
2.5 to 3 minutes.
I'm the first hand,
Very
Paul's
good.
the second
Okay.
hand.
Very
We got
good.
it.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. All right. Before we go too much further, we want to let you know the rules of this debate.
The candidates were briefed on these procedures before we began. As you've seen, people from LA's neighborhood councils are asking most of the questions tonight. Each candidate has 1 minute to respond.
Paul and I will ask follow-up questions on the same general topic as the question posed by the citizen. It's a free-form segment, no time limits for any candidate, and no guarantee